the beauty is a personal thing. And what's the beauty nowadays when people go under knives to be more beautiful and more attractive? Is it familiar to you when someone says that you are as beautiful as a princess? But have you ever seen a princess with a mustache? All aboard, here comes the beauty with mustache. This isn't a joke. l-Doleh was the most eligible princess in the 19th century, and despite not having a head-turning beauty, she managed to make hundreds of men begging her marry them thanks to her brilliant mind. She was filthy rich as well. She was so desirable that some men even committed suicide after being rejected. This is, joking aside, a woman and a princess who was certainly not considered ugly. She might even have been considered a beauty. Even though she was not charming at all, her family was wealthy and she was blonde. The property of her family was enormous, but besides, the princess was one of the few educated women of the time in Iraq. l-Doleh, or soulmate estate. She was so smart and capable that her family asked her advice on matters of governance and management from an early age. She had a special ability in diplomacy because her way of expression and her ability to resolve disputes in a peaceful manner prevented many conflicts. Her wealth and intelligence were, therefore, the two most important features that made her so irresistible. The story even states that when l-Doleh was at the age of marriage, she had marriage proposals from at least 150 amorous suitors of high nobility from the surrounding kingdoms, while 13 of them committed suicide because of her refusal to marry them. In the end, the chosen lover and husband was the Persian king Nasser al-Din Shah Qajar. He ruled over Iran for 47 years, and he ruled over his wives, 84 wives to be more precise. Nasser al-Din Shah Qajar and his beloved wife l-Doleh. Nasser al-Din Shah himself printed the photos in the palace laboratory and kept in satin albums in his Golestan palace, which now is the museum. Part of King Nasser's harem at the picnic, Anis was his most important and a queen wife, so she had the lead over the rest. The King Shah, Nasser al-Din Shah Qajar, was a powerful macho man in 1948, the fourth most powerful man at that time. His kingdom was the longest in the history of Iran. Let's talk a little bit of the female beauty in the Qajar period. I'll give you few words: thickness and double meaning, thick in eyebrows and chubby. Oh, I mean in an eyebrow, in a unibrow. Hey, one love, one bro. Then, mustache. Thin and shaved. No thanks. When a foreign merchant asked Nasser why the big-sized women were considered beautiful, the king just replied, "When you go to the butcher's, do you buy bones or meat?" I am sure you won't disagree with that. Part of King Nasser's harem, wearing ballet tutus. Maybe the most bizarre fact is that all his wives were wearing tutus. They were copies of Russians, ballet dancers who fascinated the king. Speaking of the natural look, they left the legs unshaved. The reason for wearing tutu was the mark not handsome enough,